Hello and welcome to, or welcome back to, the channel of the Nasdaq Scalping Bot. The Nasdaq Scalping Bot is a channel about a Python program, my first Python program, with the goal to do some automated trading on the Nasdaq with the ultimate goal to have some passive income. And in a daily report, I tell you guys, what did I change in the code? How did the bot do on And in the daily report, I tell you guys, what did I change in the code, how did the bot do, and how did we do on the market. And if you want to know how we did today, just stay. Well, let's take a look at the code. That's where we're always starting with. What did I change in the code? Well, I changed in the code something. And you see, I have some files open, the market pie, the strategy pie, the main pie, of course, to start, and the AI pie. And if you look, what did I change? Well, in the AI pie, and I don't think you actually can see this in the AI pie. No, you cannot. You cannot see that I added. No, you cannot see this actually in the AI. There it is. Yeah, there it is. In the AI pie, I made a extra decision possibility to get a prediction hold. So if there's not a buy or a sell, then we need to get a hold back from the AI. And to do this, don't get me wrong, but to do this and to find out what we had done today, and to do this, and don't get me wrong, but it cost me the entire morning and great part of the afternoon to research this and to adjust the training code, the training CSV. Where is my training CSV? This is the generator. I created a separate generator to generate the code that I need, to generate the AI training values that I needed for this. And then you see that we have a label buy, a label sell, and a label hold. And it generates a code with, and that is this one, the balanced trading data. And you see right up here, it's configured to a maximum of 2.56 megabytes of data, but the entire file is almost 10 megabytes, almost, it's 9.7. So to generate this, I need to program new things. So I was working on it all morning and a great part of the afternoon to do this. And now I have, this is the generator, yes. So now I have integrated this into the strategy. And if you look at the strategy, we see that we go down, that we now put in, I believe in total this is 19 features. Am I correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. This is 4 times 4. Am I correct? Yes, 4 times 4 plus 2. So 18. We've got 18 features going into the AI to get a better result in making a decision about buy, sell, or hold. And if I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna show you after this one, yep, because I can kill the bot. Yeah, I can kill the bot anyway because it's Do I need to kill the bot? Yeah, I'm gonna kill the bot live on stream on YouTube. I kill a bot. Yeah, okay. So I kill the bot. Why did I kill the bot? Because I want to show you something about this, what we're doing here in the AI pie, but also, and that's what you see right here, down here, you see that we had an error response retry API market US retry 1, and then 15 seconds later we got again a retry 1, and now we have a retry for 2, and then again a retry 2 and a retry 1, and the API was giving me today a lot of bad gateway. So you see the responses right here. Either it was a bad gateway or it was, what did we see? Those is one here. It's also bad gateway, bad gateway, bad gateway. Yeah, okay. But sometimes I saw a timeout. So there was not a timely response from the API. This has nothing to do with the code. It has nothing to do with what I did or how I configured the gateway. This is purely a response from the other side, from the API. And I restarted the bot after I made these changes, I believe 3 times today, just because we had a bad response or a bad gateway or timeout for more than 9 times again. So in the 10th time, after the 10th retry, there is no valuable response from the API. The bot kills itself to say, okay, I tried it 10 times and now it's enough. So today there was a lot of bad response from the API, and the bot killed, stopped, and then I had to restart it again. And then you guys know that it takes almost 3 hours to get up to the point that it really has a MACD and it really has the signal line and we can do some trading. But every time, of a lot of times today, I get this kind of messages, and it was really, really bad today. So in short, there are no trades to be done today. We can take a look at the market, but there are no trades made today, and I could not test the new configuration with the new input features to the API, to the AI, and test if this works. What I wanted to show you guys is this one, and I think we can just start it now without any problems. Yes, I guess we can run. See, we're training the random forest, and we're training also the XG forest with the new values. And you see we have now a F1 score of 99% with for buy and hold of 2,000 elements. So we have a weighted average, there it is, of 98%, and only, you can see this down here in the confusion matrix, some of those messages were wrong. 7 times 0, 52 and 36, and 0, 3. So very high in the confusion matrix. Zeros we have here. Buy, sell, hold. These are holds. Yes, hold and sells. Buy, hold, and sell. Buy, hold, and sell. Yeah. So very buy, hold, and sells, and sometimes it was a mistake. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, after I restart the bot now, that we can test with this new values. And I also added, and that's what we saw in the strategy, a lot of new values to the decision making of the API, and it will be the ATR, already known, the MACD, and the signal line, but also new ones that I didn't know that exist that we can use. That was the down move, the plus DM, the minus DM, the plus DI, and the minus DI, and the DX and the ADX. Never heard of them, but DeepSeek came to me with all these possibilities if we use the right calculations for it. And the calculations for these are not in the AI, but in the balance, in the training data generator. Yeah. There we have a function that's called calculate the label data by the buy masks, the sell mask, the balanced data set, augmented, main. Okay, I go from top to bottom because there was the calculate indicators. There they are. The calculate indicators function is the one that's now calculates the high low, the high close, the low close, the TR, the ATR, and then the MACD and the signal line, and the ADX. And in that we see that we have right down here, we have to calculate ADX. You get this an up move, a down move, a plus DM, a minus DM. No idea what they actually do, but just want to test because this is the more advanced version of the AI. Plus DM, minus DM, TR, and then all your info you see right here based on a 14 candle period. So all these extra technical indicators are generated based on these new values. That's what I added. That's what I changed in the strategy. And that's what I added into the market decision. No, not in the market decision. Yeah, the MACD. Come on. The MACD signal is good. And my strategy, yeah. There, I was looking for it. The AI decision is now based on a heck of a lot more of information, a hell of more indicators than only the MACD with the signal and the history. That's what I done today, and that's all I done today because of the errors I get from the API. There is no testing, there were no contracts. With other words, we're done for today. And we're going to see how we're going to do tomorrow. And to talk to you, no. And to give you a slight look behind the scenes, what I'm thinking about is, and then I go to this one. That's that I was looking at alpaca, not the animal.com. Yeah, I was looking at alpaca.com to use their API and other stuff because they actually have in their API the integration of a real-time high, low, and closing price. That's what I'm missing in the API from Capital, what I'm doing with trading now. And the more advanced I get and the more I need information to get the AI working and to make a profitable bot, the more I find out that Capital, although there's a good platform to do your stuff on, it's a good platform. They have a lot of information. You can do a lot of stuff on it. That's nothing wrong with the platform on its own. It's a good one. But the API, as we saw today, has disappointed me in the last couple of months. If you're following my channel, that I cannot have the information I really need to make this a good, profitable bot to work with. So there's nothing wrong with the platform, but the API lacks in the good, valid, and trustworthy information. Sounds like I'm talking about the United States. But the Alpaca should have been, should be a better API according to DeepSeek in all that we see. And I did not know about this platform, and I saw right up here, best class platform in 22, 23, best API in 23, best API in 24. So they have a good reputation of being number one in the API. What this means for the bot, I don't know. It means that I need to spend a weekend on doing research about the API calls. That does not mean that I don't, that I need to rebuild the entire application. I don't. I only need to fetch the API and to make testing with Alpaca instead of Capital.com. We will see, but for now, closing this, going back to the charts, for now, we're gonna see how the bot, better said, how the API, how the AI, get up there, come, how the API reacts with, no. But for now, I just want to test how the AI works with a live market environment. And then if it works as it should be, then I can take it the next step and can say, okay, we're going to move from Capital.com to Alpaca.com and then just test further and more fine-tuning and see if we get a better results from the bot with better information from the API and see further. For now, I just want to know for the next couple of days if the API of Capital responds as it should be. Then I want to know how good does the AI function with all this extra information it has. With all this extra information it has right now. So that was it for me for today. The daily report is only what did I change in the code, because everything else is not relevant for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and have a little fun every day. See you guys tomorrow.